Next question is from Ben Melton. Coach, how important is it to correct things like posture, muscle imbalances, and core strength before adding strength training, or can they be done alongside each other?
I'm going to change the question because it's posing the question in a way that is actually presenting inaccurate information. Here's what the question should say. How important is it to correct things like posture, muscle imbalances, and core strength before trying to add more weight to the bar or just keep getting stronger? Okay, because correcting posture, muscle imbalances, and core strength is strength training. It's all strength training. So if I'm trying to work on your posture, if I'm trying to work on a muscle imbalance, I use strength training to do that. Now, how important is it that you correct those things before you just add weight to the bar? Imperative. It's imperative because if you add load to your body without correcting those things, you will strengthen those imbalances. Yep. If you have this imbalance between your right shoulder and your left shoulder, where your right shoulder hikes up every time you do a row, and you're like, forget it, I'm not going to correct that, I'm just going to add weight to the bar, you're going to make that problem stronger. Yep. It's going to be harder to correct, and you're going to present yourself with potentially worse problems. So like trainers know this, good trainers know this. You don't add weight to the bar if there's an imbalance. You fix that first. That's always first.
Yeah, there's nothing to add to that. I mean, that's literally like that's exactly how you address. Maybe the add to that is like, what are some of the ways you do that? Like switching over to unilateral movements, doing corrective work, right? Because again, to your point, all of it's strength training. So just because I switch over to unilateral work, I'm still strength training. I'm just now more concerned that I want to keep the left and the right side equal.
You know what I think about? Do you remember that DEXA scan we got from that listener who followed map symmetry?
Yeah.
So when here's the selling point, and I'm going to sell everybody on why they need to do this, because I know people listening, if I was a kid, I'd be like, whatever, I don't care. I just want to gain muscle. All right. This young woman was already well-trained. So she was a young woman, already strong, already fit, built. She followed map symmetry. She got a DEXA scan before and after. And what she saw on the DEXA scan was, I don't remember what side it was, but her left side was a little bit smaller than her right in terms of lean body mass. And nobody's perfect. Nobody has exact 100% the same. But she had a discrepancy between her left and her right side. She followed map symmetry, gained 3 pounds of muscle, which for her was a big deal because she'd been working out for a while. And it all went to the areas that she needed it. And now, would she have built that muscle had she not focused on correcting that discrepancy? My argument would be no.
Right. Or maybe she would have, but she would just have created a greater discrepancy.
Right. Yeah. So now the point of this is it's all strength training. So it's not like you're like foregoing building muscle and changing your body because you're working on imbalances. It is part of it.
Well, I also want to make the point, because you guys kind of brought up mobility too. It's like where the discrepancy lies. A lot of times you don't ever really focus on certain ranges of motion. And you have to treat that like you're a beginner in like certain angles. You're probably very strong and proficient up to a certain degree, but then, anything further than that, mobility is strength training. You're connecting, you're recruiting muscles to be able to support and provide you with a way to be stronger in that movement, but you have to learn it all. It's almost like you're learning it from scratch if you haven't really focused on that. And so that's why like mobility, it looks like it's just stretching, but you're literally building up strength from a safe, body weight perspective. Then we start slowly adding load. And so it's a gradual process, but you can get to the point where it's supporting your major muscles, and you're just about as strong in new ranges of motion, which builds up your entire body mass.
This is why people who are experienced, who've done this before, will tell you, like, they went lighter, got better range of motion, built more muscle.
Yep.
So you are not sacrificing progress for this. This is how you progress. Look, if you're a hard gainer, if you have a tough time building muscle, gaining weight, just can't seem to figure out how to pack on the mass, check out our free hard gainer guide. Go to mindpumpfree.com. You can also find us all on social media. Justin is on Instagram at mindpumpjustin. I'm on Instagram at mindpumpdestefano. And Adam is on Instagram at mindpumpadam.